Hey guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. This tutorial is going to be for our Easter eggs shaker magnet DIY kit. So there are going to be 3 magnets in here. There's your tulip and 2 eggs, and let's go on with what's inside of it. So the contents of this kit include 2 Easter eggs as well as a tulip. You're going to have 3 different glitter colors as well as white foam tape this time, a glitter spoon, and your glue. So much like our Mardi Gras kit, we have 2 of the same shaped magnet. So I'm only going to go over one, but I will show you the finished product of both before the video ends. We're going to start off first with our purple Easter egg. You can also do the blue one first if you would like. They're the same exact shape, so it doesn't matter. Like always, we're going to start off with the magnet paper. We're going to take off just the top part and fold it over. We're going to center our backing piece over it and stick it just to the top, and then you'll pull this up and pull down on the backing paper. Smooth everything out. And the egg is symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which direction you put what. We're going to take the back part of our egg, either blue or purple, and glue around the very edge. Get some in the middle, flip it over and center it onto your back. The glue doesn't dry right away, so you are able to move it a little bit to make sure it's all nice and centered. Next, we're going to remove our backing paper from our acetate. You're just going to roll your finger over it until it catches. One of your Sharpie marks will come off so that you know it's no longer there. Then we're going to flip this over. We're going to just do some dots here, or you can do thin lines if that's easier, and just a couple places here so it stays. Then we'll also center that on your acetate. I like setting it down on a surface and putting my finger across the whole thing to make sure all of the glue is stuck. And there's the top. You're going to grab your foam tape, and we're going to start at the top of our egg. You'll put it down with your thumb, and this one is mostly a curve. So what we're going to do is every once in a while we're going to break the paper, and then after we break the paper, I want you to push up a little bit on the foam tape to relax it a little so it's not so tight, and this will help keep your foam tape from turning. And then you'll just go around the whole circle, but see how I'm breaking it every once in a while to make sure it stays on that curve. So we're just going to finish the rest of the egg. We'll chop that off. And now it's time for glitter. We're going to take our matching glitter color and pour it all in there, or just a little bit. The less glitter in there, the more it shakes. It's kind of a lot in there. Then we will take our acetate and again roll your finger across the side to make sure you can peel up the cover. Then we're going to take off all the backing paper from our foam tape. Give that a little shake to make sure everything's nice and flat. We'll make sure that our cardstock is on the top, and we will center this and stick it onto the foam tape. I like to press it down like we did the top piece to make sure everything is nice and tight. And here is your first Easter egg. Our next magnet is going to be the tulip. So we'll start with our backing paper, peel off the top, go ahead and flip that. And then this one is not symmetrical. The easiest way to tell if you're going the right way is looking at the bottom. When you line it up at the bottom, it does not line up at the top. So when you line this up at the bottom here, it lines up at the top. So that's the easiest way to tell. Then we're just gonna stick it up here, press down, and then pull your backing sheet off. Then center it on the back. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna center it, figure out which direction it is, and see if it's incorrect. Then you kind of won't line up here and you won't line up here. So this is what it looks like when it's lined up correctly. We're gonna flip it over just like the egg. And we are going to go around all the edges. Flip it over and push it down. Next, we're going to make sure this is centered. And we are not, so we're going to flip it around and try again. And there we go. Roll our finger across until the backing paper comes off. Then we will flip our outline upside down and do just a thin little line around the whole thing. Or if you're more comfortable doing dots, you can do dots. And you can even run your glue through the dots to make it more of a line. Then we will flip it upside down and center it on your acetate. Put it down at the bottom, glide my finger across to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Now for the foam tape, we are going to start in this corner over here, and you want to overlap it just so much so that the other piece of foam tape coming back around can butt up right against it. Since we're doing a circle, we're going to push our thumb down, pull with the other hand, then push this in just a little to loosen it up so it's not so tight. And then we're going to do another really big push and a pull in the up direction so we can follow this curve. And then we'll continue to tear the foam tape the rest of the way down, every once in a while to keep with the curve. Now these little pieces are not too terrible if you go straight, but to curve, you can kind of just push back like I showed you earlier, and it'll help do that tiny little curve. Once we get to the top, we're going to overlap it a little bit and cut off the extra. Then we will take our glitter and pour it inside again and shake it, make sure everything's nice and flat. If we have some pieces stuck on top of each other, we can just pick it up with our finger and smash it a little bit. Then we'll peel the backing paper off of your top piece, as well as the backing paper from your foam tape. Once you have that peeled off, go ahead and give it one little shake. Make sure everything's nice and flat. Then we will center your back or your top piece on top. I'll glide my finger across, make sure everything is nice and stuck, and then you can shake it around. I do have one piece that's sticking up here, if you can see. I'm going to go ahead and take a pin, a sewing pin, and push it right back in and pull it across. Here is your tulip. So here's what the finished blue Easter egg looks like. And there is glow-in-the-dark glitter in this one, so you'll be able to see it when it's dark, but it's not dark right now, so I can't show you. Here are the finished magnets from the whole kit. Thank you guys so much for joining me in making these. It means a lot. I do have another Easter kit coming out, so if you could keep a lookout for that, all the links will be in the description. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice and crafty day.